Hey, what's going on? Look, I know the I know the finals just started about 5 minutes ago, but I just remembered that I was supposed to do a video giving you my predictions on who's gonna win. So this is my prediction for the 2019 NBA Finals between the Toronto Raptors and the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are trying to complete a three-peat, win 3 out of 5. I'm sorry, 4 out of 5. So they're trying to finish a three-peat, win 4 out of 5, and cement themselves as one of the great all-time teams in the history of the league, and definitely establish themselves as the first great dynasty of the 21st century. Meanwhile, the Raptors are trying to become the first team from outside of the continental United States to win the NBA Finals. This is the first time the finals have ever been outside of the continental United States, and the Raptors are trying to make that achievement. So let's just go into it. Of course, on the screen you see there is Kawhi Leonard. He has been that dude these whole playoffs, and especially in this last series, so much so to the point where people are comparing him to Michael Jordan. And he's been a one-man wrecking crew. He's has a user. If you want to get into those analytical advanced stats, he's been their highest used player. He's got a usage percentage of I think 33%. So he gets the ball a lot, and he does a lot with it once he does it. Um, but it's going to take a lot more than just Kawhi Leonard to get this thing done. We'll get into that in a second, but we're going to talk about the Warriors first. We know the Warriors are the Warriors. That even though Kevin Durant is missing, and let me just say this real quick, I don't think Kevin Durant is even going to see these finals. I could be dead wrong, but let's put it this way: I don't think he's going to play these finals. I think his injury is way worse than what they're saying. I think they're not even letting on the severity of it. I think it's way worse than what it is. I don't think it's just a simple calf injury. I think it's something much deeper and much more serious. So if he does see some action, he's not. Even if he does see action, he's not going to be right. So that's just an aside. But still, the Warriors are the Warriors. They still have that great core of Curry, Thompson, and Green, and they were there for the other championships before KD got there. Remember, KD was only brought in as a counter to LeBron James because they faced Cleveland 4 straight years. And after Cleveland won that one year, they needed somebody that could counter uh, LeBron James. The Warriors did. So they brought in KD, and it proved to be the difference in winning those championships against Cleveland, those last 2 years anyway. But again, they still have their core. They still play great defense. Uh, and of course, Steph Curry is trying to solidify his role as, proving that he is the true glue to that team. When KD came in there, a lot of people thought he had taken the mantle as the team leader. But no, it is still Curry's team. He is still the straw that stirs that drink. And he's definitely trying to cement that truth and prove it to everybody. He has yet to win the Finals MVP, and I'm sure there's more than enough motivation for him. The Warriors are going to shoot the lights out. They're going to play great D. They're going to rebound. They're going to cause a lot of problems. Draymond Green also is a key factor in the thing. He's been playing sort of like the all-around game that he played way back in his days at Michigan State, where he could just play a game that it exemplified an all-around skilled basketball player, and that's what he is. He doesn't score a lot of points. He's not spectacular, but he is going to play an all-around game, and he's had those triple doubles. I forgot how many he had, but I expect to see him get a couple of those types of games in during the season, during this series. So the Warriors are the Warriors. They're going to be dangerous. They're going to be uh, a force to be reckoned with. They have a lot of motivation, and we'll see how it goes. But as far as the Toronto Raptors are concerned, their first finals appearance, Kawhi Leonard has been their workhorse, but he's gotten some help. Pascal Siakam is continuing his rise as one of the great young talents in the league right now. He's long, causes a lot of problems in the paint, and if he can knock down, prove that he can knock down some clutch free throws, he'll really be dangerous. I'm not trying to take a shot at him, but you remember that one game where he missed those 2 free throws against the Bucks. But notwithstanding, it's going to come down to, I think, 2 other players. Can Marc Gasol give that great interior defense that he has done? Remember, he's been a defensive player of the year in the past. He and Kawhi Leonard. And can he be able to stretch the floor as he's been able to do throughout his career? And the other key factor is, and I really don't want to say this, is Kyle Lowry. He's got to show up. He's got to take his game to another level. He's got to just be that floor general, be that leader, knock down key buckets. And if they do that, they're going to be a problem for these Warriors. Because even though they're not as deep as the Warriors, they do have 2 guards coming off the bench in Norman Powell and Fred VanVleet, who are just been super solid these whole playoffs. So those are some of the things that we need to look forward to. Now, these 2 teams are 2 of the more stellar defenses around. The Warriors, we know they have 2 lockdown defenders in Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. And we know that already. But what I like about the Raptors is that they play a great style of defense. They trap you, they switch, they rotate, and they do it with a lot of fury and intention. So I look for that, and I see it, and I think that perhaps that could be the wild card in this whole situation, in this whole series. So bottom line is this. The Warriors are chasing history, trying to complete a three-peat and solidify themselves as one of the all-time great dynasties. And on paper, it looks like they're going to do it. Even without KD. Or Boogie Cousins, for that matter. I know Boogie Cousins is there. Even if he plays, I don't expect a whole lot from him. Because even when he came back the first time, he seemed like he was lost. So, the Warriors, I think, they have everything on paper. But I just feel like it's Toronto's time. I just feel like it's their time. First Canadian team in the history of the NBA to get to this point. First team outside of the continental United States to get to this point in the NBA Finals and compete for a championship. Plus Kawhi Leonard, he's been there before. He has his rings. Been a Finals MVP before. And like we say, he's playing as the penultimate leader right now. He's logging a lot of minutes. He's putting in a lot of work. He's bearing the weight of a whole city, a whole a whole country on his shoulders, really. But I think his shoulders are broad enough to do it. So, bottom line is, with a slight edge, I'm going to pick the Toronto Raptors to take this series. I think it's going to take at least 6 games. You know what? I'll go ahead and say it. 7 games. It will take 7 games, but I'm going to pick Toronto Raptors to hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy as the 2019 NBA champions. So, I know this video is a little late, but so what? I'm going to, if I get a chance to evaluate the status of the series, maybe every 2 games. So, and we'll see how it goes. So, that's all I got for now. Deuces.